Opening hook, midnight to 0:15. June 6, 1944. 5 beaches, 150,000 men. A single day that would determine the fate of the entire world. But what you don't know about D-Day could completely change how you understand modern warfare. And the secret weapon that turned the tide? It wasn't what the history books told you. Intrigue build, 0:15 to 1 o'clock. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into one of the most meticulously planned military operations in human history. But here's what makes this fascinating. The Allies didn't win because they had more men or better guns. They won because of 3 revolutionary strategies that military academies still study today. And by the end of this video, you'll understand warfare in a way that will make you see every historical battle differently. Before we storm those beaches, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. We're covering the most intense battles of World War II every week. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Now, let's get into it. Main narrative, Section 1, The Deception. Operation Overlord wasn't just about landing troops on Normandy. It was about convincing Hitler's entire war machine to look the wrong way. Enter Operation Fortitude, perhaps the greatest deception in military history. The Allies created an entire phantom army. We're talking fake tanks made of inflatable rubber, false radio transmissions, even a completely fictional army group commanded by General George Patton stationed in southeast England. Why? Because German intelligence believed Patton was the Allies' best general, and wherever he went, the real invasion would follow. Here's where it gets brilliant. German reconnaissance planes photographed these dummy installations. They saw exactly what the Allies wanted them to see. Hitler became convinced the invasion would hit Pas-de-Calais, the closest point to England, not Normandy. Even after D-Day began, German commanders hesitated to send reinforcements because they believed Normandy was just a diversion. Think about that level of strategic thinking. This wasn't just about weapons or tactics. This was psychological warfare at its absolute peak. Transition with engagement. And if you're enjoying this deep dive into military strategy, drop a comment below telling me which World War II battle you want covered next. Stalingrad? Midway? The Battle of the Bulge? Your engagement directly shapes our content. So let me know what fascinates you most about this era of warfare. Main narrative, Section 2, the weapons that changed everything. Now let's talk about the technology that made the invasion possible. Because without these innovations, D-Day would have been a catastrophic failure. First, the Higgins boat, officially known as the LCVP, landing craft, vehicle personnel. Before this design, amphibious assaults were nearly impossible. Previous landing craft required soldiers to climb over the sides, making them sitting ducks for machine gun fire. Andrew Higgins designed a boat with a front ramp that dropped down, allowing 36 men to storm the beach in seconds. Dwight Eisenhower later said, "Andrew Higgins is the man who won the war for us." But here's what most people miss. It wasn't just about getting men ashore. The Allies deployed specially modified Sherman tanks, called duplex drive, or DD tanks. These were swimming tanks, equipped with flotation screens and propellers. Imagine a 30-ton tank floating across the English Channel. Many sank in the rough seas, but those that made it provided crucial fire support in those first desperate minutes on the beach. Then there's the Mulberry Harbors, artificial floating ports that the Allies towed across the Channel and assembled off the Normandy coast. Why? Because the Germans had heavily fortified all the major French ports. So the Allies just brought their own ports. Within days, they were unloading thousands of tons of supplies directly onto French soil without needing to capture a single harbor. The ingenuity here is staggering. When you can't take the enemy's infrastructure, you build your own. Main narrative, Section 3, the strategies that define modern warfare. Let me break down the 3 core strategies that made D-Day successful, because these principles are still used by every modern military force today. Strategy number 1, combined arms coordination. This wasn't just an infantry assault. It was a symphony of naval bombardment, aerial bombing, paratroopers dropping behind enemy lines, amphibious landings, and armored support, all synchronized to the minute. The Germans couldn't focus their defense because threats were coming from every direction simultaneously. Strategy number 2, overwhelming force at the decisive point. The Allies didn't spread their forces evenly. They concentrated massive power on specific beach sectors, creating local superiority even though the Germans had hundreds of thousands of troops in France. It's not about total numbers. It's about having more force than your enemy at the exact moment and place that matters. Strategy number 3, logistical supremacy. Here's the truth that Hollywood war movies never show you. Wars aren't won by heroes with rifles. They're won by supply chains. The Allies landed 150,000 men on D-Day, but by the end of June, they had put over 850,000 troops, 150,000 vehicles, and 570,000 tons of supplies into France. That's why they won. Not courage, logistics, Engagement moment. If you're still watching, you're clearly as fascinated by military history as I am. Show me you're here by leaving a comment with the word Overlord and telling me which of these 3 strategies surprised you most. I read every single comment, and your insights often become the basis for future videos. Closing section. The bigger picture. Operation Overlord cost approximately 10,000 Allied casualties on the first day alone. Omaha Beach became a killing field where American troops faced some of the heaviest resistance. Yet they persevered, fought through, and established a foothold that would eventually liberate Western Europe. But here's what makes studying these battles essential. We're not glorifying war. We're understanding the incredible complexity of human conflict, the innovation that emerges under pressure, and the strategic thinking that shapes history. These weren't just soldiers following orders. These were individuals facing impossible odds, using revolutionary technology and brilliant strategy to accomplish what seemed impossible. The lessons from D-Day go far beyond military applications. The importance of deception and misdirection. The power of innovation when conventional approaches fail. The necessity of coordination between different teams working toward a common goal. These principles apply to business, technology, crisis management, and leadership in any field. Final call to action. If this deep dive into World War II strategy got you thinking, you need to be subscribed to this channel. We're going beyond the surface-level history you learned in school and revealing the tactical genius, the technological marvels, and the human stories that truly define this conflict. Hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on notifications. And here's your assignment. Go to the comments and tell me which aspect of World War II you want explored next. The development of radar technology, the intelligence war and code breaking, the evolution of fighter aircraft. Your input determines what we cover next week. And if you found value in this video, share it with someone who loves history as much as you do. These stories deserve to be told accurately, comprehensively, and with the respect they deserve. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one, where we're covering something absolutely explosive. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.